Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Anime Dads and the Anime Dudes podcast. My name is Bjorvio, and this is my attempt to sound like AI, very monotone all the way. So, if Google could contact me and get a new voice for their AI to sound like this, that would be wonderful. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Hey, I think I'd make some serious money doing that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I got the monotone thing down. What do you think, my co-host and friend and connoisseur of AI?
I
By
think
the way, who are
it.
you?
I am the anime dad, and I think. Have you actually seen talking about AI? There's like a new thing where it's like it does voices. Have you seen that? It does different voices.
I've seen it, but I try and avoid it just out of respect for like
The voice acting
the
industry.
different voice acting. Exactly. Yeah. You know, especially because we've interviewed so many and we know so many. It's like anytime I see one that it's like I know that's not a quote, that's someone else's voice, I just scroll past it, man. It's just out of respect, you know. VOs do a really, really good job, and I think their jobs, need to be secured.
Completely agree. I'm glad you said that.
And that might be the most political we've ever gotten on the podcast.
And serious, my goodness.
I
All right,
know.
all right. Back to toots and and toots and tickles. All right, let's get into the for the newbies listening. We have an improv scene where. Not scene, improv questions. We each ask each other three improv questions and we answer them improv as well. And it's a lot of fun. So I will start with my good man Bjorvio. Let's say right now an earthquake happens and it's shaking quite a bit. What are three things you grab from your house and get outside?
Okay, the first thing that I grab is my All Might plushie
Yeah.
because if you don't have All Might, you're not secured.
Hmm.
Okay. Number two is my signed Koro Sensei because it's signed by Sunny Straight. Like, are you kidding me? That's not getting destroyed. Are you
Hmm.
serious? And number three is my toothbrush because if you don't have clean teeth, where are you going in life?
Agreed. Clean teeth. Imagine trying to go to an emergency shelter in town, smiling, and then them turning you away because your teeth are yellow. That wouldn't be fun.
I would much rather be turned away because they don't like that I brought a signed Koro Sensei, and they have a problem with Sunny Straight because I know, hey, those are the people that I don't need to be associated with.
Good man. All right, what's your question for me, sir?
All right. So there's an earthquake, and you are in the middle of a dance club, and suddenly while you're busting out your signature move, the earthquake hits and you lose your balance, losing the competition at the dance club. And your first response is to transform into an anime transformation, fly to the moon, and just scream endlessly. What transformation did you turn into?
That is exactly where I pictured that going. Now, because I'm doing the sprinkler, that's when you grab your back leg, you grab your head, and you go boom,
Mm-hmm.
boom, boom. Sprinkler. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Perfect. That's it. Yeah. Because I'm doing that, I need someone that brings up the heat, and that is a prominence burn endeavor. Okay. I transform into him, creates generates heat, flies, and then when I get to the atmosphere, I use the heat as like a ball to make oxygen in my mouth. And when I'm screaming on the moon, people see the ray of light coming from the moon and they think, wow, that's hope. Um, and they feel happy.
That's the most positive thing Endeavor's ever done.
Bro, I no spoilers here, but I was watching Endeavor's most recent fight and
Dude,
it's insane. It
dude, I rewound like one part of it multiple times because I was like, wait, did I just see that? Like, I've read the manga and I still don't remember that happening. It would, oof, oof, it's so good.
I love his animation and his screams, and then
Mm-hmm.
the fire coming out of his eyes. Oh, absolutely insane.
It's like a different, like, we're seeing a different side of Endeavor in fights this season, and I'm totally here for it.
Yeah, me too. All right, second question for you. You look at your clock, all right, and that's on the wall, and you know the clock I'm talking about. It's the one that three mice are running up. Now, once you look at your clock, you freeze time, but you only freeze time while you're looking at that particular clock. All right. What do you use this incredible power for?
Hmm. Well, I'm assuming the clock has to stay stationary. So what I'm going to do is while I'm looking at the clock, I'm going to have install a second monitor right next to it and get and watch all of One Piece.
I that's a great use of your time. I like that a lot. Freezes time. So one eye on the clock, one eye on One Piece, or one piece in your peripheral vision. That's that'd be great. Um, all right, your second question for me.
All right. So, are you familiar with the rules of American football?
I am a little bit.
Okay. So, you're at a baseball game one day, and instead of throwing baseballs, they start throwing footballs. And, it just to cause mass chaos, because when you hit it with the bat, it goes in so many different directions that it's really hard to predict where they're going to go. The players are going crazy. Sometimes the runners get hit with their own hit ball.
Hmm.
It's kind of crazy. So, in order to control the chaos, they call you up and say, "We need a new rule to help us not be so flabbergasted." What rule do you come up with?
My word. Okay, I followed that. I followed most of that. The rule I come up with is you change American football, which I'm sure most of America would agree with, to the rules of netball. Is when you catch the ball, you have to freeze and you can't move, and you throw it to the next person. Okay, and you call it American netball and American, and in that I think that would actually create quite a good following in the industry, and work quite well. What do you think?
Hey, it's always worth a shot. I'm just saying, you don't know until you try.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, my third question for you. Did you see the basketball win of the USA in
I've
the
seen bits
Olympics?
and pieces of it. Yeah, yeah.
It was so cool. It was so blooming cool. So, talking about basketball, let's say you are a golf player, and the golf move that you have. I've seen this new golf anime on Netflix called Rising Impact. But the golf move that you have, you turn yourself into the golf ball and you hit yourself with the golf stick, and you automatically use. You can only use it like twice around because you lose half your HP when you're hit. Um, what's your handicap, and how many? How do you use that power for evil?
So there's two things. One, if I'm using it for evil, forget my handicap, everyone else's handicap. Because what I'm going to do is when it comes for my turn, I am going to turn into a ball, hit myself into other players' kneecaps, and then I'm going to then take advantage of that and roll into the hole, even if it's a 500-yard roll. I don't care, so that I can get a hole in one off their kneecap. So that's why I don't need a handicap, because I'm giving them one.
I love that. That would work really well, and I'd watch that anime for sure.
Oh yeah, because then you just have people start wearing like knee guards or something, and that's like, oh no, my one weakness.
And then you aim a little bit higher with your golf ball. um, all right, what's your third and final for me, Sue?
Okay, so I don't know if you did you see the breakdancing competition in the Olympics at all?
I did, and that Australian woman's amazingly funny. I've laughed my head off so many times.
Awesome. So you wake up one day, speaking of while we're on the topic of breakdancing, you wake up one day on the Millennium Falcon and the hyperdrive engine has stopped working. And so the first thing that you decide to do is call up your best buddy on speed dial, but unfortunately, I don't answer the phone. So you call up your next person on speed dial, who is the anime character on speed dial to help you fix the Millennium Falcon.
Wow. Wow. I thought you were going to say I call Ray Gun. The the breakdancer. My all right, well it needs to be someone who can get to me in the Millennium Falcon. All right? So it needs to be someone with that sort of power or speed. It has to be, but also needs someone with intelligence. That is hard. All right, I'll call Goku who will grab Bulma and head over to me, and they'll both instant transmission to me, which wouldn't take too long. And it should the only payment he would require, I'm sure, would be maybe all our food storage, which we could just top up on the next planet, Piccolo, which will be water.
That
Much
sounds great. So long as he doesn't get Chewbacca, I'm fine with that.
All right, well, let's get into what we're talking about today. We have a an episode today that I really like, and I'm sure you will like too. It is about our co-host, and the question that we're posing is, what anime character could our co-host beat up in a fight? And not in an aggressive way. It's just like a fun, almost like a, oh, let's spar or have a wrestle or have a tickle
Right.
fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Def
You know,
well, this is definitely not a to the death kind of thing. Like y'all know us. We couldn't do that.
no.
Like no. It's just for friendly competition.
Yes, and we're looking forward to this. We're pumped to talk about this. And would you like to start with your number three? Who could I beat up in an anime universe?
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with number one, and that is Ishigami Senku.
I'm gonna have to take him off my list as well.
Bro, I think you got a solid chance against Senku, man. And like the thing is, like I'd feel bad beating up Senku, but like it's all in good fun. But Senku's not putting up his fist. He's just not. And if we're dropped cold, he has no time to strategize. I'm sorry, but Senku's just going down.
Unless he hits me in the my sensitive points, like he did in that one battle. But or he makes me stand still for a couple of minutes and lights my clothes on fire. But yeah, he's too focused. But in the middle of the fight, he'd probably start doing a science experiment on me, or um, I think Senku could be someone who throws a little stone and hits that tree, bounces off these, calculate all the angles, it hits you in the right point of the head and knocks you out. He could be get to that point, but he's just too distracted.
Oh, I agree. I think Senku, if he like fully committed himself, I think he could, but I mean, he's not there yet.
No, no. All right. One person that I think that my good friend Bjorvio would be able to beat up in a fight is Shao Tucker.
Oh, dude, that sun's going down.
And the reason for it, your righteous rage for the atrocities he committed would give you power beyond what is normal, Super Saiyan style power that would wipe him clean. I forget what actually happens to him in the anime. Does he get in prison?
No, spoilers for the fourth episode of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Scar kills him.
Ah, I forgot about that. Yes. Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. But But yeah, yeah, just your righteous rage. You'll go plus ultra and wipe the floor with him, and yeah. So that's why Shao Tucker is on my list. Okay.
That's really good. And yeah, I would take him down. Not even a second thought.
All right. What's my next one?
All right. All right. So yours, another one that I got for you is I don't know if you'll agree with me on this, but I'm gonna go like with the character's first introduction, not like currently. You get no offense, dude, you get the floor wiped with you, but first introduction, Usopp.
That's true. That's true. That's a good one. That's a really good one. He'd probably he's had so many contraptions and he'd talk out of it, but that makes a lot of sense. Usopp, his drawing style, he doesn't have much muscle on him when he's first introduced. That's for sure.
Exactly. Exactly. He's a coward. He doesn't have a whole lot going for him. Like, yeah, he's got that slingshot, but if you're dropped cold in a fight, I don't know if he could get a shot on you in time before you just will bam, will bam. And the thing is, again, that'd just be a fun one. You know, who could ever be mad at Usopp?
Yeah, yeah, he'd make things um, completely fun. And that's a good choice. Well done, well done. I would never do it because Usopp's amazing, but that's a good choice. Okay, my next one, that person I think you could beat in a fight in anime. Might be controversial, but I'll tell you how it would happen, and it would be Bakugo.
What?
Okay, and I'd like you to do something for me. Okay, get in your
Okay.
head that Bakugo's in front of you, and you do your Bakugo voice, and see and tell me you guys aren't going to be good friends. Go for it.
What the heck is this dang nerd doing in front of me? I already have to deal with one nerd on a daily basis. Now I have to deal with this guy that has an anime podcast. Yeah. Okay, well, that might actually sound pretty cool because they talk about me all the time. Maybe that's just some kind of quirk he has. Why am I getting sidetracked? I need to fight this guy.
Great, that's perfect. And if you do your Bakugo impression in front of him, you guys will be good mates. I guarantee he'll be like, "Dad, you guys, you sound pretty cool. You're not that much of a nerd." And then, he'd join you, and you'd be good friends. So yes, there is a little bit of a Bakugo is crazy, and he'd beat both of us in a fight. But if you do your Bakugo voice impression, he's very smart too. But your Bakugo voice impression, he'd be like, okay, not bad, not bad at all, and you'd be on his side in that way.
Okay, okay. I could dig that. Plus, his
Oh,
explosions in season one are like super weak, so I think I'm fine.
yes, that's true. All right, who's we can do yeah, we'll just do one or two more. Who's my next person?
All right, so I got like two more. One of them is kind of controversial, so since you did yours, I'll do mine. Um, Same anime, same season. I'm assuming you would do like season one Bakugo, so I'm
Hmm.
gonna do season one Tomura Shigaraki, and I'll tell
Oh,
you why.
okay.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Okay, Shiggy, what did he do in the fight at the USJ? Like nothing. All he did was like charge at people with his hand forward, okay?
Yeah.
But see, you already know that. So all you got to do is be faster than Shiggy, which I think you are. And he can't take a lot of hits, so you just got to give him the good old 1-2 and then I think that's probably about all he can do. Like from what we've seen in the show, he's not trained to fight. So at least not until like season 5.
That's actually very, very
I think you
true.
got this.
His speed though, like I noticed recently I rewatched it. How the heck did he get to Froppy's face that fast without Deku noticing?
Oh, that's very true. That's very true. I didn't even think about that.
But you're right, that might have just been him jumping forward. Like he wouldn't be tremendously athletic, but he got there so fast. I was like, what the?
Maybe the
Um,
Nomu threw him or something.
yeah, that could have been the case. It could have been him instructing the Nomu in that way. Um, but good. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Um, all right. um, yeah, I got two more as well. One of mine, again, quite controversial. But you, um, okay, tell me if you think this is true. All Might in his weak form.
No.
Oh no!
And I'll tell you why. All Might's trained to fight, okay? He was trained
True.
by Nana Shimura and Gran Torino. Like, I ain't taking Skinny Might. No, 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 no. I did think about that, and I was like, nah, man, Skinny might wipe the floor with me, but it would be an absolute honor to be wiped by All Might.
That's my point. Okay, it'd be fun. Um, I mean, I've seen him punch Deku in the face when he's in a skinny form. He didn't really feel it on his face, but you're right about the combat experience that he has. It's unbelievable. So, and his determination's unbelievable as well. So, good point. That might have been a failure on my part. Um,
I'd still do it, though.
yeah, of course. Who wouldn't have the opportunity to do that? All right, who's my final person that I'm going in the ring with?
Okay, so my final one is also I'm gonna go with the very first like 5 minutes of this anime because past that you probably couldn't.
Hmm.
But the first 5 minutes of this anime, I'm gonna go with Rising of the Shield Hero. You're up against Naofumi.
I knew you would say that. But when you said the 5 minutes in the anime, I'm like, must be him because it was so fast that he got transported into that world.
Yeah,
Um,
once he gets that shield, like he doesn't know how to use it right away, so you might still have a chance, but then he has a weapon up permanently attached to his arm. So I don't want to risk it, but before then, yeah, you got this.
yeah, yeah, that's not a bad idea, and that's not a bad one at all. I mean, he's a guy who makes money. He loves playing games. Um, but I might be able to take that. He's a nice guy as well. I just
Oh
started
yeah.
listening to the books, the audio books of Rising of
There's
the
an
Shield
audiobook
Hero.
for Rising of the Shield Hero?
I didn't realize that, bro. But there is 20.
What?
Yeah, it's on. I'm listening to it right now. I just started my first one. Um,
Holy crap.
we're in season 2 at the moment of watching
Same.
it. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I've just started, so, but it's a little bit different to the anime. It includes some different details. Um,
Hmm. Well, I
yeah,
need to check that out then.
heck yeah. All right, my final person that you are jumping into the ring with. Firstly, what would your entrance music be? Let's say you're going to a ring. What would your anime opener entrance music be?
Oh man, 100%. I would do the music that's playing when Tengen fights Gyutaro.
Taking photos. Oh yes. That's a good one. That's a good one. And would you like just walk down? Would you dance around?
Nah, man, I do the superhero landing. I would jump in and do the superhero landing, hurt my knee a little, and then get up and I'm still ready to go.
Hurt my knee a little bit. All right. I've got a few on the list here, but I am gonna go with the person. All right.
Yeah, we
This
might have to do some honorable mentions after this.
yeah, I mean I'd say Ash Ketchum would be one that you without the Pokemon.
Without the Pokemon, yeah, that would be interesting. But here's the thing: we know he's not afraid to throw down. I mean, Homeboy tried to punch Mewtwo.
That's true. And actually, I've seen some things. I've seen some images online of him. He had like these Pokemon on his shoulders, always picking them up, and they're like 50 kilograms or 100 kilograms.
And he's just not even flinching. I'm like, dude, Oh man, I don't know if I could take like canon anime Ash Ketchum.
That's true. He's kind of he's an eternal being who never grows
Yeah.
old, who lifts up 200 kilogram Pokemon with his arms. All right, you got a point there. But wouldn't it be a privilege to be beaten by him?
Oh, 100%. Not as much as All Might, but like to be beaten in the face by a Pokemon master. Yeah, I'm here for that. I'm good.
And you just have like a badge, like one of the badges left on your face, the marks. What are your
That'll be good.
honorable mentions, bro?
I got one, but they can't have their equipment on them because otherwise it's just too unfair. And also this person wouldn't think it was fun, so that kind of ruins it a little bit. But I would go with Light Yagami.
He was on my list too. He's an honorary mention too. All he eats is chips, for goodness sake. Yeah, I think he would definitely be nutritionally in a deficit. My
But he'd
honorable,
look really stylish while doing it.
he really would. Maneda, obviously, even with his quirk.
Yeah.
Come,
Yeah.
and you'd have to do it, Maneda. What about what's that guy, that lightning guy in Demon Slayer, without the sword?
Z Zenitsu?
Yeah, if you take his sword away.
I did think about that, like maybe like early Demon Slayer Zenitsu. And I don't know though, man. I feel like Zenitsu still got that dog in him, yo. I think he's still gonna be able to like
Mm,
just
mm.
fall asleep, and then next thing you know, I'm unconscious.
That's true.
And and then he's just gonna be like, "Wait, what happened? Did you actually lose? Oh, this is great. Let's go. I can go home now."
That is actually very true. It's funny when I'm going through these challenges. There's so much anime that we're watching, and it's hard to narrow down things you haven't seen in a while. But a Nagisa at the beginning of the series.
At the beginning of the series, maybe, but I wouldn't fight him. He's just a kid.
Oh yeah, true.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't fight Nagisa. But I don't know, like Nagisa's still got that like instinct in him though. Like even at the beginning of the series, like
Yeah,
I'd be scared with Nagisa, man. Like he's probably the first one on this list. I'd just be like, yeah, nope, nope, I ain't doing that. I the prize money ain't worth it. I ain't doing that. Nope.
good choice. Oh, I like that. Oh, that was a cool one. That was cool, and it's interesting to think about as well. Um, and it was, yeah, it's fun to decide, and fun to again. I get fixated on the anime I'm watching right now, and I don't think about anime
hmm
that I watched in the past. So it's good to just think about them, run them through. Um,
I had to make a list recently of every anime I've seen because I was sitting here and I was like, man, have I seen that anime? Have I seen? Yeah, I have. You know what? Let me just make a list. And it took me like a week
yeah,
to finalize it all because I'm just like, man, I forget about that. But now, like when I'm prepping for the episodes, every once in a while, I'll be like, all right, let me go check the list and see if there's something I'm forgetting about in these.
that's a good idea. I might have to do that. I did it once before. I was a guest on a podcast a while ago. So I'll have to do that again. And I remember they asked me, "What have you watched?" And I said my anime, and they're like, "Pretty basic, pretty basic, pretty basic," because I wasn't naming anything that was like different or out there. Um, all right, well, let's get into our improv scene for today, if that's okay with you. Um,
Yeah, absolutely.
good. All right. Well, you are a bard. Not a bard, sorry. You are a bartender in a tavern in an ancient town. And you've got some information that you don't really want to give out, okay? Um, and you try and make it really hard for me, and I'm the adventurer. All right. So give me a double shot of whatever's strongest.
Yeah, yeah, you got it. Hang on now. All right, there you go, sir. You gonna be having a tab tonight, or you just you won't be paying up front?
Uh, here's a copper coin, and listen, I've got some questions. I'm just roaming through this town, and I'm just wondering, have you heard about the Muffin Man?
I mean, you're in the town of Muffinetta. Of course, I've heard of the Muffin Man.
All right, well, tell me where he is, and you might uh, be rewarded for it.
Rewarded. I think you're gonna be rewarded for not following up with more questions.
That was a double negative almost, but that's okay. Hey, sir, your bar's empty. I can see you're struggling for money. What do you say I give you a silver coin, and you just tell me what I need to know? You tell me where this guy is, and you make it easy on both of us.
And I got a better idea. I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking a look at that there armor you got. Some of it's magical, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm dumb enough to accept a silver coin from someone wearing all equipped out magic armor and stuff? You're an adventurer, you said, right? No one goes looking for the Muffin Man and goes, "Hey, here's a silver coin. Do what you will." You think I don't you think I don't know what you got in that bag of holding?
Good point. Good point. What's your name, sir?
That's classified.
Oh my goodness. All right, what's your age?
Well, I just told you my name. I'm
Oh,
416 years old.
hold on. Is your name classified?
Yeah, that's my last name. My first name is Dats.
Oh, yes. Very good. All right, well, I love that. I love that name. And I'm sure the
Thank you. I
class.
changed it myself.
Okay, I was just about to say the classified family for generations that you've obviously been in this family. They've obviously got loyalty. Who's your loyalty to? Is it to the coin? Is it to the Muffin Man? What do you prefer?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who my loyalty's to if you think you can prove who my loyalty's to. Now, in order to prove that, you're gonna have to produce some. You're gonna have to put me to the test, okay, adventurer? Offer me something that I can't refuse.
All right, well, let's just say there are three cups here. I'm going to put four gold coins under one of these cups. Would you take the chance to find the gold coins and if you if you don't find just all right, here's four gold coins. What do you think?
I think that's chump change for an adventurer like
My
you.
goodness. All right. So I start to pull out my sword. Okay. Sir, I didn't want it to come to this, but I think you better tell me what I'm looking for.
I'll tell you what. You pull out just. I'll give you one gold coin, okay?
Uh-huh.
For your troubles. Just not to ask any more questions, all right? Will you take it?
My goodness. Oh my goodness. That's the sound that we all like to hear. So- what the heck? My chair's falling down. That is my pony. Oh, sorry, hold on. That's my pony standing in front of the motion sensor at my gate. All right, hold on. Shut up. Sorry, guys. All right, well let's pause the improv there. And this has been a great episode. Bjorvio, take us out. Take us out with the voice of your choosing.
Well, thank you so much for listening in and not tuning in to the Muffin Man, because let me tell you something, that would have been super tragic. That adventurer, I gave the corn I gave him was a mimic, so he's probably being digested right now. But anyway, you know who's not being digested is the anime dad and Bjorvio, where you should come back next week for another great episode. I'll throw in a couple of non-mimic silver coins for you if you do. That'd be wonderful. Oh, and please stop by That's Classified's Tavern in Muffin Mania Town. And don't forget it, everyone, go beyond and plus ultra.
Plus ultra.